everybody, so on this occasion, I would like to present my own article review. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Achadiarrohma. My student number is 1219 11 23 30 98. Okay, let's get started. The title of the article that I'm going to review is Tinder's Lesbian Digital Imaginary, Investigating Impermeable Boundaries of Sexual Identity on a Popular Dating Application. So here are the detailed information about the article. There are two authors on this article. The first is Lindsay Ferris and the second is Stephanie Decay. The author's background: Lindsay from University of Oxford, UK, and Stephanie from Concordia University, Canada. The name of the journal is New Media and Society. There is no volume on this article. The date published of this article is 2019. There are 18 pages on this article that are from page 1 to page 18. This is the URL of this article, and this is the keywords of this article. So there are actually 11 keywords in this article. The first is affordances, dating application, digital imaginaries, gender, lesbian, LGBTQ, mobile application, online dating, self-presentation, sexuality, and social media. And there is no issue on this article. So next to the introduction. So, based on the 11 keywords that are written on the first page, it can be inferred that this article is going to discuss about dating application, sexuality, and LGBT. The focus on this article is a dating application that called Tinder. The purpose of the research on the article is just the same as the title, that is to investigate impermeable boundaries of sexual identity on a popular dating application that called Tinder. So, because there are two authors on this article, so basically this article combines two interview studies of WSW, all women seeking women, in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom to investigate their self-presentations of sexual identity on Tinder. By configuring setting seeking women, participants perceived that they were entering a space conducive to finding WSW, or women seeking women. So, in this article, the authors gave a lot of references about the definition of Tinder application. Okay, from those references, it can be concluded that Tinder is the first mobile dating application that has become popular in Australia and in the United Kingdom. Tinder has historically been promoted among mainly heterosexual user populations, such as college sororities and fraternities, based on Summers 2014. The application offers users the ability to change their account setting to seeking others of the same gender, with few applications targeted specifically for women seeking women, or WSW. Okay, so the next is the method, discussion, and the result. So because there are two authors on this article, so actually there are two different methods that are used by the authors. The methods that are used by both of the authors to analyze the Tinders used by WSW are different. Today used a walkthrough method on her research, which consists of two phases. The first is Tinder's environment of expected use, which constituted by its vision, operating model, and governance structure that was established through a scan of official materials, media coverage, and social media discussions. Then the technical walkthrough phase involved step-by-step walking through screen and observing how the application's features and functions are designed to shape user activity. While Paris only used one method, that is by interviewing the women seeking women, alongside the media go-along method. After analyzing each other, both of the authors shared their own data, findings, and identified parallels. Then they returned to their own data sets and recorded the segments according to shared criteria and emergent analytical themes. So, move to the discussion and result. Both of the authors discuss perceptions of what participants describe as gay Tinder, a space of interaction created through the configuration of gender preferences, which enable women-seeking women to focus their partner seeking on each other, but remain permeable to other actors. As the result, the authors give their perception and description about how the LGBT signals their sexuality, identity, and closely evaluating other signals. Through signals that involve cultural and digital aspects, participants constructed a digital imaginary that mostly references conventional and stereotypical notions of lesbian identity in order to recognizable to an imagined community of women-seeking women. While the boundaries of this lesbian digital imaginary were expanded through ambiguous and playful self-representations, the final section explains how this digital imaginary nonetheless contributed to the invisibility and exclusion of bisexual, transgender, gender fluid, and other non-normative identities. So, in conclusion, the authors have drawn on findings from their two studies of women-seeking women's use of Tinder to understand participants' practices of signaling and discerning sexual identity. The ability for users to configure Tinder's setting for women-seeking women emerged as an imagined affordance, which participants perceive as allowing them to enter gay Tinder, a space imagined as an opportunity to connect more correctly with other women, and an informational search about their potential sexual identification. The authors separate their findings into three levels. First, participant signals and those they evaluated in others' profiles references not only stereotypes, but also playful and ambiguous expressions of identity. Second, despite this instance of ambiguity, the lesbian digital imaginary still presented impermeable boundaries for certain users. Finally, their analysis has developed the concept of digital imaginaries as user practices that integrate cultural reference with digital infrastructures in routinized ways assume resonance with a shared imagined community. So this is my overall statement. So basically this article is really interesting because it used two combinations of research between Lindsay Paris and Stephanie Duguay with two different methods to find out the perception of what participants described as a gay gender, a space of interaction created through the configuration of gender preferences, which enabled women-seeking women to focus their partners seeking on each other but remain permeable to other actors. As a result, the authors give their perception and description about how the LGBT signals their sexuality identity and closely evaluating others' signal. Okay, so both of the authors share their own perspective and combined in this article is well written yet easy to understand by the reader. It is proven by the references that are added by the authors and their findings that are separated into three levels that help us to know the participant signal in the dating application easier. And lastly, what is lacking from this article are there is no issue and volume that are written on this article. So I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and see you!